So today we're doing another business episode, and we have Mr. Brendon Braithwaite from Buzz Concepts, who we're gonna ask him some questions about his journey, about his business, and just get to know him a bit better.
Cool.
Right?
Ready for you.
So, what inspired you to venture into event management, and how did Buzz Concepts come to life?
Oh, everybody's asking this question. I didn't venture into event management. Event management just happened to be something I could do. How to start? I was doing a degree in tourism management in the Bahamas because I couldn't finish my econ degree in Trinidad.
Right.
I failed at econ. Say now wait,
It's challenging.
nah, the maths was harder than I thought.
Right.
So I went to the Bahamas through some links, and I get into do tourism management.
Right.
While there, I became president of the guild.
Right.
So I had to be managing the guild activities and the student body responsibilities.
Right.
Naturally, that was management. Then it became event management when two people on my guild fall out with each other, which were the event planning people.
Oh.
Both of them fall out, and we had to tell them disbar them for a little bit. So I had to be president as well as
So you had to take up the portfolios.
of both of them.
Yeah.
It was plenty, and I did it. From then I realized, wait now,
Yeah,
I could possibly do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing people together, having fun.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
basically what the vibes.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So by fault,
Yeah. I mean, well, some would say that is divine intervention, eh?
that's how life is.
That's how
I
life
enjoy,
is,
I
yeah.
enjoyed every part of it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Was you understood why that would have happened?
It had to happen.
It had to happen.
Based on how things happening now, that had to happen for me to be here.
Yeah. So the individuals falling out played an integral role.
But I had to thank them every day.
So, can you share a defining moment in your 18-year journey that reaffirmed your passion for what you do?
Well, again, everybody still we talking about COVID like if COVID was yesterday, but in reality it was about 5 years ago when it started.
Yeah, boy.
COVID basically was a wake-up call for me. We were going good, but we weren't as, how to say, strong in our approach and business ethic at that time. So when COVID happened, it was like, wait, we're going on and lose my whole company. Sending staff home, paying people, because again, now you had to get rid of staff that was there for permanent staff. So you had to pay out people and all kind of thing. And then realizing that you have no money. So for the first time in a long time, I had $0.
Yeah.
And with that, having to sell vehicles to live.
Yeah, that's to pay bills.
I had to sell the assets to live.
Yeah.
In selling the assets, I think it humbled me to a level that I didn't expect to be.
Yeah.
And then coming out where I was going to leave the country. I got a job in Cayman Islands.
Right.
My sister was supposed to buy the ticket for me to go. I already got rid of my dogs, sold all my vehicles. I have a house that I was paying Scotiabank, still paying Scotiabank for, paying my mortgage. And I said, well, I gone. That's it. Then one client called and say, we have a job for you, a team builder. Could you do it? And I said, of course. I called the whole team, and the team just
come back.
Assemble.
Yeah, Avengers.
And we produced the event, and because I had no overheads, as I had before pre-COVID,
you get more profit.
I get more personal profit. And I was able to reinvest that profit into jump-starting the business. So that was like a total defining moment. And that happened, I think it was like March or May 2022.
Right.
Yeah, when COVID almost ended. That was big.
That
was big. And that's why we're here.
Yeah. So, what was your biggest challenge when starting Buzz Concepts the first time? And how did you overcome it? Yeah, the first initial time.
Well, what happened was that I was a member of Island People in the Hefe days of
right. So you're already in, you're already in
good power and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I actually joined them because I just wanted to do events.
Yeah.
And when I joined, it was a weird space to be in because what I wanted to do, what I was challenged to do, which was our family day, Island People was not doing.
Right.
And when I asked them, I said, all your family days just make money. I remember one of my co-workers say, that's a waste of time. That don't make no money.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, I'll find out this weekend. And that weekend I produced an event. and made my entire salary.
Right. So
You understand?
that was an eye-opening thing for you.
Yeah, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
I made my salary that weekend, and I said, wow, this makes sense. Let me do more of it. On top of that, I like having fun. I like playing games. I like pranking people. Like, if I could prank people...
So that's your personality?
Yeah, if I could prank people for the rest of my life, I would do that. Like, serious, like, prank, like a full-time prank people. That's what I would do. But I do it in family days because I catch people off guard.
Right.
I catch people, like, when they did least expect.
So you're a man who's be on the mic?
Yeah, I do. Well, what happened over the years is that you had to morph into everything. You had to be the chief cook, bottle washer. You're pulling tent, you're putting chairs in place.
All around that.
Exactly. So to grow the company, I had to start from ground up because the industry that we in, which is event planning, is still very young.
Right.
It's still very young. We could say, we had the Randy Glasgow's and all of them, and the Roy Mirage and all of them from long time. But the reality is, even that information wasn't captured and disseminated to upcoming event planners.
Right.
Only now you're seeing the morphing of big productions, big executions, where people are trained from risk management right back down to event production, and this is an exciting time for our industry, you know.
Right.
So
okay, all right, interesting.
Yeah.
So how beneficial would you say that academics played in growing Buzz Concepts?
I would it's a real good question. Because I'm also an educator.
Right.
So, because I lectured in Lockjack for 10 years.
Right. In what area?
Teaching event planning.
Okay.
So after I did the course back in 2006, graduated, and started to teach in 2008.
Right.
So I started to teach event planning, and in 2018 the course kind of went back. But I used to teach in Lockjack, so I lectured there for 10 years.
Right.
Teaching people how to start and grow companies, how to do coordination, how to execute an event from ground up.
All right, okay, interesting.
Yeah, so education, therefore, is, to answer your question, education is critical. However, there's a gap that truly exists between education and execution. And a lot of times people feel that because they are educated and they have the paperwork, they can actually execute on the field. And it is a chalk and cheese scenario.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, and I see it all the time, and that's why I write in a book.
Right, okay. Okay.
I write in a book, and actually the book coming out in March. Right. And the book is about bridging the gap.
And bringing it together.
Showing people from a Caribbean standpoint what is important after you understand the basic theory of event planning.
Right.
Moving from this theory to execution.
To being able to do what's in your mind.
Simply understanding how to lay down chairs properly.
Yeah.
People say, put 20 chairs. How do you do it?
Right.
People might say, manage the sound. How much sound? How loud should it really be?
Yeah.
Questions like that are answered in a text that I'm creating.
Gotcha. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Real nice.
Yeah. I, for myself, I started without the academics.
Right. Okay.
And got the academics after.
Right.
And I stalled to go and do the academics. Right. And the thought process was, I'm doing this already, I don't need it.
You don't need that.
But it's when I went and I did the academics, I say, wait, if I had had this
knowledge before
I probably didn't need it before I started the business, but I probably needed it at some point during the business.
You're right.
And I do believe I possibly would have been propelled myself further.
I think what sitting down in a classroom does is makes you into a sponge. So that you are learn to absorb information and apply it. That's all. I don't feel like it really is about like the information. Half of the information we learn in school we ain't gonna remember either way.
That's what has happened.
So nobody know how to differentiate and do all these different mathematic things. But in reality, is you learn how to apply information and soak it in.
You retain certain things
that's the right word. Retain so that you can apply it later on in other things.
Yeah. So, what motivated you to do that expansion? Because I see that you all are in Jamaica, Guyana.
Boy, I would say I'm not really in Jamaica as yet because I go up and do the team builders in Jamaica.
Right.
I'm looking for a partner in Jamaica right now.
Well, then you still have a footprint there. You have a footprint there still.
We do. We did about 6 events in Jamaica over the past 2 years. We are officially in Guyana.
Right, yeah.
We have
There's a booming market now, eh?
Well, yes, it is. And we have some good clients that are also clients from Trinidad. So some of the clients from
Make
Trinidad.
the bridging over a little easier.
So, for example, one of our clients said to us, if you can't do the event in Trinidad, we're not giving you it in Guyana. Or the other way around.
Right.
If you can't do it in Guyana...
The force you on.
If you can't do it in Guyana, you're not getting it in Trinidad. So
Yeah.
we say, okay, well, we'll do it. And that forced us to actually go Guyana to do the event. And so that's how we have
I like them kind of pressure.
Yeah, that's good clients to have.
Yeah, that is put some pep in you.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
To produce the event. And so we have a whole company established, registered business across there
and
with a partner and functioning. Making magic across there.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So leading a team of over 50 trailblazers, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your secret to keeping that team energized and motivated?
Well, one of the hardest things that I had to do was a lot of introspection.
Mm-hmm.
To lead a team, first you have to be able to lead yourself.
Right.
And a lot of times I think business owners don't even look within and see where their faults lie.
Yeah.
I have to wake up early. I have to be disciplined. I have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I have to clear my mind. I can't be chipping off if I get upset with somebody.
Yeah.
I can't show anger when I'm angry.
Yeah.
I have to control my emotions.
Yeah.
I have to make sound decisions. You see that?
Yeah.
I can't lead nobody if I can't lead me.
Yeah.
If I
starts with you.
Exactly. And a lot of times I think humans, it has nothing to do with leadership. Humans lie to themselves a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Humans. And I think when you learn over time to stop lying to yourself, I think you bridge the gap with regards to good management. So you say, next week we're going and have a launch. Make the launch happen. That's not a lie. It becomes true because you speaking it into existence.
And you're making sure you put these steps forward to ensure that happens.
So that is a attitude of making it happen. It's like the Nike, just do it.
Just do it, yeah.
So you have that. Once you get that approach, leading people more than follow you because they trust your word.
Right.
And that's what I do. I am a role model to all the guys, all the men that work in my company.
Yeah.
I am their role model because I feel that there's no male role models. Again, I feel like there are no male role models in the world. I use that approach because I feel I have less than more.
Yeah.
And so that's my first stance. And then for all the females that work for me, I, again, enough respect, treat them as professionals, pay them equally to the males, and make sure that everything is organized, So that's the plan.
Yeah. That's something I took from you there is a key word I would use is discipline.
Yeah, boy.
Right? You gotta be disciplined.
Yeah.
That leadership, discipline is 100% needed.
It's hard. You can, for example, I could complain to an employee and say, so why do I have on a belt today? You gotta make sure you have on a belt.
Yeah.
You
gotta lead by example
exactly,
too.
all the time.
Yeah.
Every single time. So you cannot drop the ball even if you want to. And so I suppose that is a pressure.
It's pressure.
Yeah.
But it's necessary pressure.
Yeah, it's necessary to be a leader in that sense.
Yeah. So how do you ensure your events not only meet client expectations but consistently exceed them? What is the secret?
And that's a real nice question. I think in order to exceed expectations, you deliver more.
Yeah.
And one thing that we've done over the years is that we've purchased inventory that makes events better.
Right.
So you're doing a family day. We have sky dancers, those puppets and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if the client don't want to pay for it, we'll bring it still.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
We recently purchased a screen. So now, before sports days, you could say, this one have 40 points. No, you have the points on the screen and it's live updates.
Yeah.
So the assets that we buy enhance the overall experience. And because we were good before, we are now
better.
Because everything is now like in your face. So again, we're taking Beast Games mode. We're taking Squid Games. We're trying to take it up to that level.
Yeah.
So that you have immersed into experience where, wow, okay, what's really going on here?
Yeah.
From the branding to the execution to the MCs who are trained to build vibes.
Yeah. That is important event.
Exactly. Nobody lame and boring and talking. And your next event, this is not I don't want to make it sound bad, but not a church sports.
Yeah.
Where somebody calls somebody from the saying, you could MC. No, it's professional people who can more than deliver.
Who can read the crowd and
vibes and energy all the time, every time.
Yeah. Nah, I like that. And it shows, right? something key that you mentioned there with the inventory, you're investing in your business.
Right.
Right? Because you see the need. I mean, I just assuming it sounds like you could have kept doing the events management without adding the inventory to enhance it.
Boy.
And still keep getting work.
Yeah.
But
No,
this,
when you manage the supply of services, just like how you have inventory,
Yeah.
your mic and your
Yeah,
camera and
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
When you have your own, you know how to use it to the best of its ability.
Correct.
And so you're more empowered. So you're not relying on anybody to. You're not relying on anybody to fill that gap now.
Yeah.
And I think that is a big part of it.
Correct. Nah, I like that. I definitely like that. You had to invest in yourself. You had to spend money to make money.
But you have to and spend it before somebody else spend it.
Yeah.
Before somebody calls a sad story.
So I know we heard about the time on the team would have overcame COVID, but give me something else. Give me something that was challenging for you all to overcome an obstacle.
Well, the thing is in every version of the company, because I've been with it throughout, there are different teams that existed.
Right.
And I'm sure in your livelihood of your business too, there are different teams that existed.
Yeah.
When there's a changeover from one team to the other, there's some level of friction.
Right.
So, for example, let's somebody was my right hand and working with me, and then had a change of heart and decided they don't want to longer be here.
Mm-hmm.
That level of, friction or potential fear that, you're losing a key member of your team is a frightening element if you don't have the confidence to push forward.
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes with a lot of business people don't realize that people lose partners, people lose investors, and a lot of big companies, people break away and form their own. And sometimes compete with you. And there's sometimes a general fear that people have when it's come to building businesses around their company.
Mm-hmm.
And fear of competition is the opposite for me.
Right.
I train my people, because I'm a teacher, with so much heart that they could, if they want to, compete.
Mm-hmm.
They could, if they want to. But I also pour enough into them for them to consider maybe they shouldn't. Because I didn't cheat.
Mm-hmm.
I give them the knowledge. I tell them what to do. I guide them. And I'm kind of confident enough to say, if you're going to compete with me, come. Run and come in. Because I know what I know what I bring to the table with the team that I currently have.
Right.
We're unique enough and mass producing you just run at the blueprint, right? So you gotta come real good. So we're confident that we'll be able to push on. So that's something that I've seen over the years where we had dips and valleys and but we climbing. Right now we up there.
That's good. That's good. And it's good that you're not afraid to share knowledge.
No.
Right?
No.
That's something I think our culture kinda is plagued with. Is like somebody can help you.
Gatekeepers.
But that's the term.
A lot of gatekeepers. You will ask somebody, hey, how much, like for how much shuttles you use for the last event? I can't remember now.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me now. What was how much you pay for that entertainer? Nah, boy, but you had to call he direct. We have a kind of culture of if I share with you, you will compete with me. And a lot of times we're not seeing it on the
scarcity
global
mindset.
We're not seeing globally how we could actually
work together
if Trinidad really do what we're supposed to do. We are the event hub of the Caribbean. People will be coming here. Here is Cancun. But we're not seeing it like that. You understand?
It's a culture thing. It's a culture thing. I experience it a lot, so I know it's a culture thing. So what advice do you have for young entrepreneurs looking to build a dynamic team like yours?
First up, is a lot of self-searching. They talk about reading books and listening to podcasts like this and getting knowledge from external sources that are positive. What happens is that people, especially young people, are in circles of good and bad people.
Right,
And the bad, and I'm saying bad people in the sense of those persons who are not business-minded. Not everybody within a group of 10 people are going to do business or going to be good at business or even going to start a business. Most likely you'll get 1 out of the 10.
Right,
That 1 out of the 10, make that person your friend And it might sound very hard, but the other people have to be your associates. Because once you start associating strongly with people who don't want to be entrepreneurs, the conversations don't go right.
Different.
The conversations, though, you can't talk the same language. And somehow it may come across as you boasting. Me and another guy, boy, we spent 20,000 on this. That's the conversations they want. Versus saying, boy, a whole 20,000, boy, we could align with our money. A whole 20, you understand? So you have to be able to control the narrative when you interact with people. So for young people, one, get your motivation from external sources of professionals.
Right.
Change how you watch TV. Don't watch non-fiction. Watch documentaries of successful people.
Yeah.
Learn from them. Things that just could change your life. Get books. Like I have books on my Amazon. I basically listen to things like Chop Wood and Carry Water. Things like Own Your Day. Things that generally just change your mindset. And every day.
So you do Audible?
Audible all the time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Which one you think is it for you? Audio or text or
Audio.
digital?
But
Audio?
again, but I'm dyslexic. Can't read too good.
Right.
Can't read too well. So
Yeah, so you rather listen.
Yeah, I listen to it all the time. And
Right.
it motivates. And you could do it all the time.
Yeah.
You're going down the road, put it in your car.
Yeah.
You're going, you're jogging, you're running, you're in the gym. And it basically stimulates you versus asking somebody with less experience who's never done what you did. Hey, what you think? You think I should invest in a car? But
Nah, boy, you better take a taxi.
Nah, boy, that car ain't making no sense, boy. Boy, we go travel for the rest of the... No.
Yeah.
You have to have the right conversations so that internally, when you do talk to yourself, you also have positive affirmations coming from your core. And that is why it's important to surround yourself with all these positive.
Surround yourself with the right people. And there's a saying that says you are the average of the 5 people that you're spending most time with.
Yeah. Right, so sometimes you have to spend no time with nobody. You have to be a lone wolf.
Yeah.
As if for men, be a lone wolf and be
Find yourself.
Find yourself first before you could venture out and having like-minded people around you. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of males are bad influences. A lot of them, the quicker tell you, boy, let me go and drink something. You're stressed, boy, let me go and drink something. Boy, you're happy, hey, let me go and drink something. You say nothing about, hey, let me go and jog now. Let me go and walk now. Nobody's telling anything positive. You do like that, boy, that girl, boy, get rid of that girl, boy. The conversation's generally
different.
negative, yeah. So
I agree.
Good positive. You need good positive people around
there. You'll emulate the traits, the mannerism, the thinking. It'll help you grow.
Yeah, change it up, switch it up for you.
So, Buzz Concepts focuses on making clients the heroes of their stories. How does that philosophy influence your event planning approach?
Well, so let's say, for example, this is Marsha's first event. She wants to prove to the directors who give her a budget of $50,000
right,
that she could pull off this magical event and give them exactly what they want.
What they're asking for,
She know that she can't afford a digital screen. She know that the stage is a problem. She know that she want food and beverage, of course, to cater for the people. With 100 people, she's saying, boy, $50,000 is a problem. How are we going to make this happen? You understand? That's $500 a head. Straight,
right.
yeah? Now, $500 a head had a drinks for everybody. If you want a premium bar, $150.
Right.
Say down to $350.
Yeah.
Then you want to make sure that it have good food. So you spend $100 a head. You're down to $250. So you only have $250 now for entertainment, decor.
Yeah.
And then you work out the math. That's where we come in. We will say, okay, Marsha, here what's going on. Let me work the budget to make sense.
Yeah.
Because we also have assets that we could just bring, make event look good. And it's not necessarily a cost because we are a full inclusive company.
Yeah.
We have everything.
So you don't have to renting, you don't have to go and buy.
No, my level of, how to say, not necessarily discount, my level of offering is different from what other people could do. Because we have porta cools, we keep you cool while the event happens. We have cocktail tables, we have things that at the end of the day, the screen, trussing, we have everything. So when you produce an event with us, at the end of the day, it's not like you're marking up the service. We could adjust it to suit. And so therefore, when Marsha goes back to her boss and say, well, we working with Buzz, he say, could they do all of this? Yes, they said they can. And they actually see the final product because of experience, the vibes, basically let people to feel comfortable,
Right.
feel nice.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you go back in your office on Monday, people clap you. People say, boy, that event was real.
Well, good. Yeah. When is the next one?
Yeah. So that's what we do.
Yeah. Sound like you have it all planned out already, boy.
Well, we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. You can't be in business in this competitive industry, 18 years, and not know what you're doing. Because it's competitive.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
Yeah. So how do you maintain innovation and creativity in a competitive industry, as you just said?
Boy, to be honest, you have to work with people better than you.
Right.
So when you if you do have to hire a service provider, hire somebody that's so good that you might be in awe or humbled by the fact that they could do certain things. Like recently, this week we just did a event for Massey Stores, their carnival staff party. Right? People call it a massive fete. It wasn't a fete.
I think I saw that
it's
on social media.
It's a staff party for the Massey workers.
Yeah.
Now, you know these workers working through Christmas, they're working hard.
Yeah.
They can't afford to have a Christmas event for them, so they could only have it around now. When it's a little off the Christmas time.
Right.
So that's what
because them selling vehicles for Christmas.
They're them doing all kind of things.
They're making the money for this event.
Right? And so we had the opportunity to do it. This is the second year.
Right.
And I worked with a decorator, Chris Karim.
Right.
From Rave Deco. Boy, Chris blew me out of the park. He was ready. But everything on point from the entrance. And we work hand in hand together.
Right.
You know? And he used some of the equipment that we have. But the way he used it wasn't how we use it.
Yeah.
So it would actually allow us to be very innovative moving forward.
You got an idea.
With that level of knowledge. And that's how you get better. Work with people who are better than you.
Yeah.
You understand?
I got you. I like that.
That is something that...
So, how important would you say client feedback has been for your growth and services?
That's a real nice question.
Yeah.
What we do is, especially with team builders, we walk around with a QR code to get a survey immediately
and
after.
That's an innovative way.
Yeah, we basically, the team would walk around with a QR code and we'll walk to people and say, please help us evaluate, please help us evaluate. We also put it up on the screen so people will scan the QR code to evaluate.
Yeah.
So we getting immediate feedback helps us, especially for events that have consecutive days. So let's say we do a team builder with 100 people, but it's 500 people we do it. So it's 500 people over the 5-day period. After the first day, QR code, we scan it and we look and see the feedback immediately so that we can see the breakfast could have been better, more drink options, the team building activity was too fast, lower the music down for a certain segment, and we apply that to the following day.
Right.
We evaluate again. So by the 5th event, based on the feedback that we get, it is over, it's out of the park. We hit them out of the park because everything is in tandem. So they say better pictures, more props. So in other words, that helps. And then from that experience, we know how to apply to the next client. And the next client. So feedback is critical, boss. That's the only way we get better.
It helps you to get better,
Critical. And then we do have staff, like this Saturday, I have an event planners retreat.
Right.
Going and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
But this is with
my team.
Your team, okay.
My team, my event planners alone.
Right, yeah.
And we meeting and we discussing problem solutions, what we could do better.
Yeah.
Things that
so it's a team building for your team.
Exactly.
Right.
And I believe in it. And so in applying these approaches would help me not only to bridge the gap between my skill set and their skill set. You understand? Because a lot of times it could be felt that if I am not present, the event ain't going to be as good.
Yeah.
And some clients have that fear, Brendon, if you're not there. But recently they've been seeing where the gap between that is actually now, because my team pumping, they know what they're doing and they execute it. Right now, I have an event. We're doing an event down the islands now.
Right, okay. And look where you are.
No, I can't be there. We're producing an event for Whitco down the islands. And when the nicest thing about this event happening today is that they're taking pictures down the islands. And when they go back to the Hyatt, there's a foreign delegate. When they go back to the Hyatt, the pictures, they would get pictures of themselves.
Oh.
So we taking the pictures and sending it and printing it.
Right.
And being able to present it to them
when they get
back.
there. Yeah. So we're like, quick, that was fast, boy.
Yeah, they were like, how did you do this?
Yeah.
All of those different things is things that we apply.
Yeah.
Because these things are vibes.
Yeah. It sounds like a plan that
so
you think that through, boy. Yeah.
Real good vibes, and that's what clients want. Clients want different, they want exciting.
Yeah.
We apply that to all our events, boss.
I like that. So how do you balance creativity with all the budgetary constraints that come with event planning?
Most of the times you realize that clients would go to sleep or watch something on TV.
And what at tomorrow?
They want to ride it on a white horse.
Yeah.
Right? When it only have a brown donkey in the village. We have, over the years, been able to match the ideas based on the budget constraints and being realistic with certain clients. We do overpromise. If you could produce this, tell them you can't have what you say is more be money and it's champagne taste and
champagne taste more be pocket.
More be pocket. Yeah, that situation, we have to be able to be real with them and understand from the program to the scope of works to the budget, work through the whole event experience with them to let them know that hear this, we may not have champagne, but you can have a welcome drink. And the welcome drink could be a rum infused something.
Yeah.
So, in other words, give them alternatives that are equal.
To give them the same experience.
But make sure that the program and what the event objective is, make sure that is the focus. And not on sometimes the how the backdrop look. Make sure that people leave with the message. Make sure the objective is set. But sometimes, to be real, having a positive conversation is what people are looking for versus having a positive conversation over some cocktails.
Yeah.
Toss up,
And
so that's what we have to make sure that they focus on the big picture.
All right. So what's your long-term vision for Buzz Concepts and how do you see it evolving in the future?
Boy, let me drink some water before I answer the question. Most companies don't, and when they start off, I suppose the same thing with you when you start off. You don't see where it's going. Like sometimes you'll be like a little unsure of where the vision is.
Uncertain, yeah.
Yeah, uncertain. I am 100% sure where the company is going.
Right.
We are a global brand.
Right.
We are. We are a global brand.
You had to speak it into existence,
We are a regional brand.
Yeah.
We are going to put our buzz spirit in a lot of the companies in the Caribbean. And of course, dance our yard before we dance abroad. So Trinidad first and then the Caribbean. But we're seeing where our returning clients are talking so highly of what we are doing and how our approach to them, especially when it comes to team builders, where the values that we embody become the values that they want. So it's very important to say that we know what's happening. So being a global brand is what we are about. And it is a long road though. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not like, some people say, boy, instant. No. We understand that it is going to happen slowly, but it's already happening.
But surely,
Yeah.
So, if you could be remembered for one major contribution to the events world, what would you like that to be?
Boy, I think this book that I'm writing going to be one of them.
Right.
I think it's really going to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
It's going to call it EPIC, EPIC, Event Planning in the Caribbean.
Oh, I like that. You're well thinking of these things, boy.
Right. So I'm gonna do that. So my book will probably help be a defining moment.
Right.
But at the same time, boy, it's people that you help, on the ground.
Yeah.
You can't create a company not to help people. I help. Of course, I help the clients, but it's the people that help me help the clients that I really care about. The staff who will wake up one morning and say, boy, I'm going to Buzz today. Or the people who, when they put on their uniform, feel very proud that they have this logo on their chest. I think when you consider that is the heartbeat, the influence of the people.
Yeah.
You're saying stop crime. You want to stop crime? Employ people.
Yeah.
Pay them well.
Yeah.
You understand? And treat them well. You want
make people feel appreciated.
And I think that is what a lot of times the employers, our responsibility as employers and businessmen is to do. Treat people good, so that I want to be known for that. The guy who treat people good. And if that alone, I think I'll be good. You understand? Not event planning. Just treat people good.
Treat people good, yeah.
Yeah. I think that worked for me.
So, what lessons have you learned about resilience and adaptability as it relates to navigating global markets? Because I did hear you mention.
We go on. We go on already.
Yeah.
Adapting to. First of all, is understanding the different markets. For example, when we went to Barbados, I was worried. I was like, wait, Barbados, who is the target market across here? They're not as big. They're not as big as Trinidad or Jamaica or Guyana.
Yeah, that's a small country, yeah.
Yeah, and who's the target market? Is it hoteliers? Is it banks? Is it insurance? And it is. Now, the target market in Trinidad, for example, oil and gas, insurance, banks. Large populations, large staff populations.
Yeah.
So that's our target market.
Yeah.
In Guyana, oil and gas. In Jamaica, hotels.
Right.
So you're able to see that when you go, who are the target market there, and you adapt your service to what they need. No, all companies need the same thing. Let's admit it. You need staff working together.
Right.
You need people who want to come to work. We tend to bridge that gap. We tend to look and see and apply the same rules, whether it's oil and gas or it's a hotel. At least in the Caribbean dynamic as we speak. And I think that's where the level of innovation and resilience is happening right there.
Gotcha. So, as we conclude, what message would you share with someone who has a dream but feels overwhelmed by the challenges of starting something new?
Boy, I believe that people normally wait for something drastic to happen.
Right.
They wait until they almost died, almost get in an accident, was in a hospital, or something happened to one of their family members. I don't wish that on people.
Yeah.
But sometimes only when something tragic or drastic happens that people say, hey, I go in and do it.
Right.
Other than that, they tend to be very lazy and not motivated to change.
Yeah.
I would tell people, don't wait for shit to happen.
Yeah.
Don't wait for drama and madness to happen to jump out of your comfort zone. Because the other side, the level of greatness, the level of achievement, the level of help you can help people, you would never believe.
Yeah.
Do it, please.
Take the risk.
Take that risk. Start a company. Do it, please, because your future self would be like giving you high fives, like saying, yo, you're win, boss.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going on with me. I think my future self, even now, that based on who I was 10 years ago to who I am now, I've morphed into a person who I'm very proud of. And I want to give myself kudos for taking the risk and pushing forward. But I want other people to do the same. Yeah?
What I would say, just reading the bio, and as well the interaction today, you have a high energy. You could feel your energy, your vibe, which is something you don't get out with everybody. I mean, some people could come into a room and they suck the life out of it. But it's a difference when somebody can come into the room and give it life and breathe life into it. And just our interview here, just the interaction when you came in.
That's my role, boy.
We could feel it.
That's my role. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Nah, stick with that. Don't let nobody dim that light. Nah? Don't let nobody dim that light.
Impossible.
Yeah, don't let nobody dim that light.
It's impossible.
So,
hey, babe, before we go, I know you're going to close up. I cannot come on your program without giving you some Buzz merch.
I appreciate it, man.
Right? You have some Buzz merch there.
Right.
One of the t-shirts is from one of the events that we do.
Right.
It's called Quest.
Is
where we take our staff on the ultimate team builder.
Okay.
So it have a Quest and have a cup and have a pen and a few things so you know.
I appreciate this, man. I
appreciate you as well. And the platform you're creating for people. I appreciate it as well. That's why
I thank you for coming. Right. And this has been another episode of our business entrepreneurship segment. I do hope viewers find it entertaining, helpful. I hope it helps boost anybody who's looking your mind, your motivation. It makes you take that risk, take that leap, and tune into the next one.
Yeah. Thank you very much, people.